The stars helped. Movie stars slash actor, very often it's one and the same thing. But celebrity has to be sold because then the audience knows it's out there and they want to see him or her on screen. So if you could find a filmmaker who could combine interests and passions with one or two actors that the audience likes to see, then you can get financing for the picture. Robert De Niro, and Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, Robert Redford, Barbra Streisand. These are people, once they sign on to make a picture, the picture's pretty much getting made. And so you could probably get a lot of questionable material, let's say commercially questionable material, made with the power of the film star, actor. As Americans, we had, yes, personal films, but within the existing genres. Do you revise the genres? Do you adhere to the rules of the genre? And this was a tension that was happening all the time. Because Mean Streets, you could say, is in the crime genre in a way. Maybe not. Taxi Driver? What is that? I'm not quite sure. The boxing genre was always associated with the underworld genre or the gangster genre because of the corruption in the fight game. A city for conquest to a certain extent. Golden Boy, Body and Soul, the setup, the boxing scenes and Somebody Up There Likes Me. The Harder They Fall. These were kind of noirs in a way, but they were about the fight racket. Look, you have a contest, you're going to bet on it. It's very simple. We lived in a hallway, basically. You know, and the hallways were really, you got to like them. They were beautiful. If you look at my movies, there's hallways everywhere. And the narrower the hallway, the better. The lighting for me is a naked light bulb in a hallway. After a while, it's depressing, and after a while, you find it beautiful. That's what I saw. That's what I grew up seeing. That was normal to me. That was life. On television or in a newspaper with Eisenhower playing golf, that was ancient. That was Mars. The way I saw it, Michael Chapman, he understood that immediately. Chapman, he was called the poet of cinematography. He's just amazing with his work. Also, as a man who was not afraid of referencing Vermeer to Roger Corman. Roger Corman, Anthony Mann, John Ford, Renaissance, and Godard. He understood. And so we could take these references and move and shuffle and shift and come up with our own look. And that's Taxi Driver and to a certain extent Last Waltz, because he was the main cinematographer there. And of course on Raging Bull, which was the first time he shot black and white. I would have hoped to continue making pictures for this amount of time, but there were several periods after the making of Raging Bull where I decided that pretty much I don't really want to make features anymore, and to explore documentaries, explore longer forms in television, elements of religious subject matter or spiritual subject matter. There were times I wondered how much more I could really do, or what I'd be interested in doing. A lot of it, particularly in the documentaries I'm making, are exploring those other areas, because the documentary is free form.